Hi everybody, this is Freddy Veggie, and I had the pleasure of joining the Didgeridoo camp not only as a student but also as a teacher, which was happening at mid-August, end of August, August 18th to 21st, Thursday to Sunday. And this whole thing was hosted by Lukáš Pilnaj, a well-known Czech didgeridoo player and also didgeridoo maker, at his own permaculture farm in the middle of nowhere in the Czech Republic. As a main teacher, he had Lise Beyering, also known as Didge Mama, there, and also myself. And we all did our part to make this a great workshop. So Lukáš was kicking off the day with his Zen of breathing, didgeridoo practice, warm-up, and anybody who has ever visited a workshop with Lukáš will know what that's all about. So that was a great start in the day, even though I myself couldn't participate this year around because I typically was busy preparing the follow-up session, which was hosted by me, and whose focus was lying on the technical side of didgeridoo recording. So microphones, audio interfaces, how to record, how to mix, and so on. And the real meat, it was very vegetarian, so maybe not meat, the real tofu of this workshop actually was Lise. With her focus on breathing and her great range of abilities, she was teaching us in 2-3 hour sessions in the morning and in the afternoon. The art of breathing, the art of remaining relaxed, the art of getting to a good energetic place and using that to play didgeridoo. So even though I've been spending some time in the past couple of years, half a decade, it's now already with a real focus on developing my didgeridoo skills and visiting other great workshops. I feel that I could take home a lot from this workshop and from Lisa's teaching. So Lisa's focus is, our specialty is not only being greatly positive, energetic, charged up person with a wide range of skills on the didgeridoo, but her specialty is breathing. So we were looking at various ways to breathe on the didgeridoo and also off the didgeridoo. So we looked at traditional ways of breathing for playing trad didge with its high pressure approach, as well as the relaxed contemporary way of breathing. And as a special benefit, we looked at essentially 2 different ways to breathe into your ass, which was very interesting. So thank you for that, Lise. That definitely gave me a couple of areas where I now know I can develop myself further, and I have been given the tools and knowledge to do that. So that was great. Aside of that, I've also learned a couple of new ways of playing the didgeridoo, different combinations and focus on lips and mouth, tongue, pressure, everything, obviously. So that was really worthwhile for me. Not only were the workshop sessions with Lise great, but I know from experience from earlier workshops that Lukáš's sessions also really open yourself up and help you focus on one of the essential key ingredients as well of didgeridoo playing, breathing. Even though that may not be Lukáš's specialty, he has a great exercise for starting the day, getting a great warm-up, and be ready to play a whole day of didgeridoo and be able to cope with it. Naturally, Lukáš is not only a didgeridoo player, and even though I really love his style of playing, but he's also a great didgeridoo maker, and I also love his instruments, even though this is not one of his, but soon. soon there will be one of his here. And as a didgeridoo maker, it's always fun to be able to look into a maker's workshop as well as their galleries. So this whole workshop was taking place at the Middle-earth Didgeridoo Gallery in his farm. And it was really a great pleasure to toy around with all the instruments that he had lying around there. And over the course of the workshop, more and more of the attendants also practiced with his instruments instead of the ones that they brought. So that definitely speaks for itself. Speaking of the workshop and the farm, this whole thing was actually hosted at Lukas and Eva, Lukas' partner, at their permaculture farm. And we also got a tour around the property, so that was interesting as well. And I really liked the vibe the place was emanating. So I really felt at home with the mindset and kind of people that gathered there, with the mindset of our hosts, with the mindset of Lise. So that was a great experience for all of us. The whole thing was rounded off with me focusing on the recording side. So I gave a nice presentation on different microphones, their placement, and the effects of having very expensive versus very cheap microphones, and demoed a couple of toys, if you will. That is transient designer, compressor, and equalization, and showed people how that sounds and what to listen for, and hopefully gave people a few pointers of which hardware maybe to get and how to combine everything together to get a great recording. So I'm also honored to be invited for next time, which is going to be in end of September 2023, to be one of the teachers once more, and this time in even better prepared environment so that we can have a recording setup being there and also be able to have 2 sessions at the same time. There's only a numbered amount of places available for next year. So as far as I've been told, there's going to be 15 places, 15. And you bet your ass these are going to be gone pretty soon. So if you want to take part in it, yes, it's still going to be a year until it's going to happen, but maybe you start inquiring with Lukas and Lise, and maybe you mark this spot in your calendar because this is going to be a great event once more.